Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Raceway at Western Fair District in London, Ontario. Track announcer Shannon Doyle with you. Raceway manager Greg Blanchard joining us for the pregame show tonight. It's been a big day already. Miss Molson Pace held down at Victoria Park, and we'll maybe shed some light on that right now. We'll get a look at one of the, one that's kind of stole the show. Following the break, we got an awesome pic of a little pony that was adorable.
Yeah, we had a wonderful day again. Second time we've had this event at Victoria Park. Second year in a row. We had great weather and a fantastic turnout. So great exposure, great promotion as we look ahead to the Molson Pace coming up this Friday.
Yeah, I love the people coming out there. What's this all about? It's pretty easy to say. You know, it's our biggest night of the season. They're coming up on Friday night. HPI play of the day tonight. Race number 8, number 5, Emerald Rihanna. She's 7-2 in the morning line. She needed her last start. Is meeting easier this time. A huge threat with a nice trip in there. It's a nice looking field, Greg, race number 8 tonight.
Yeah, really wide open. I like the direction you've taken here, Emerald Rihanna. Last time where she was taken to the back of the bus, and we'll get a chance to drop in class here. Gets her nose on the starting gate this time around. I expect her to be given a shot early, to be put into play. And Colonel Schneider's had a really good meet overall, and this will be her last chance at a win here in London before our summer hiatus. So I think you'll see an aggressive try at the very least from Emerald Rihanna.
Right on. Your HBI play of the day brought to you by HBI Bet and Western Fair District. Early pick 3 starts in race number 1. This one kick-starting our program this evening. I went 4 deep in the opening leg. Scratch out the 5, Cracklin Rose. She will not go there in the opener. Race 2, looking at a 1 and a 4. Novella Blue Chip coming in from Mohawk there. It's Bob McClure on board the 1 in race 2. On the trot, preferred 2 trotters for race number 3 tonight. It's the return of Platoon. Sealster to the Raceway. Delcrest Massey showing great form as well. My 20 center for an early pick 3, looking at 480. Early pick 4 gets underway in race number 4. 158, what I'm looking at there in the 4th. 4 deep in the 5th. Using 3, Timeout Recap coming in from Pompano, and 7, Summit City Nate, who was a sharp winner here, 2 back in London. Race 7 to complete, 4 deep there, 1920. Late pick 4 underway in race number 8. I've gone 5 deep in the first few legs, cut it back to 3 in the 10th. Going to key in on number 4, Uptown Woman for Hall of Famer Dave Walls. She was a solid winner last time out. Dave Walls had some nice-looking young horses showing up here on the meet, Greg.
Yeah, they have, and it'll be a fun summer for them as they look ahead. Not sure where they'll ultimately land. I think some of them are certainly destined for some stakes action somewhere along the line.
Right on. 20 center on a late pick 4 for me, $15 even. Going to take a short break right now. We'll come back. We'll talk about who's been hot, maybe discuss one that's getting ready to ship up from south of the border. And, of course, we'll talk about the Miss Molson Pace pageant that took place today downtown London at lunchtime. Stick around.
HPIBet.com. Access, rewards, and more.
Hey, welcome back to Race Day, everyone. Tracking out to Shannon Doyle with me. Raceway manager Greg Blanchard for tonight's action. 11 races getting underway at 6:15. The wagering menu sets up like this. Take it away, Greg.
Alrighty, 2 pick 3s as always, an early and a late pick 3. 2 guaranteed pool pick 4 wagers, $5,000 guaranteed pools. They start in races 4 and again race 8 later on the card. And, of course, 2 super high-five wagers as well. They're all 15% takeout wagers. And we'll bolster those guaranteed pools, and we'll be adding an additional super high-five Molson Pace night this Friday. We'll tell you more about that later.
For sure. A big night coming up. Our signature event Friday, May 27th, the $150,000 Molson Pace Go-To Wagers. They have been the Pick 4s and the High 5, as mentioned. The Pick 4s underway tonight. Races 4 and 8 to start. 7 and 11 for the High 5s. Averages on these Go-To Wagers throughout the month of May. We've raced 15 days, just shy of $10,000 in average pool on the pick 4, averaging about $7,500 for the high fives. And the payouts, they've been all right. These are 20-cent average payouts on our go-tos, Greg.
Super High Five remains at more than $1,000 on a 20-cent payout on average. So that's, needless to say, that's why it's become such a popular wager. And, you know, we rarely have a carryover situation here. We've got 9-horse fields primarily in those Super High Five wagers. It's been popular, big pools, a lot of people playing, and thus, you know, you're not getting a whole lot in the way of carryovers, but what you're getting is really solid returns, race in and race out.
Right on. Horse players know where those super high fives are located on our programs, races 7 and 11 tonight. Who's been hot? Last 5 race days here, Alfie Carroll is out there on the lead. Bob McClure right with him. Nick Stewart, Jay Harris, Tyler Borth with a couple of victories here last night. On the trainer side of things,
Gord McDonnell, 3 wins for him. So his barn's come to life a little bit as the season has gone on. Paul Belanger Jr., 2 for 2. We've seen a little bit more of him recently. Doesn't race here primarily. He's been claiming some new recruits that will probably be back and forth between some of the different venues, but he's been 2 for 2. Carmen Osiello, Jack Ray, 2 wins each. They both had wins in one for Carmen in the Alliance Claiming Series, one for Jack in the City of London. And we'll see both of those horses in action this Friday.
should be a great time. A big undercard here on the Molson Pace night. Speaking of the Molson Pace, we had the Miss Molson Pace pageant taking place downtown London today at Victoria Park. This one kind of stole the show, Greg.
Oreo, she wasn't competing in the pageant this year. She was a mini who was there to help us promote, and very well behaved, as you can see here. She wore the Molson Pace banner all day long in that heat and didn't bat an eye. And those who know that I was there last year, I had a bit of a tough day with our mini named Tucker. And boy, he was tough to handle. Oreo, though, she was a perfect lass, and
Oreo was
big
no
part of the
Tucker.
day.
Yeah, for sure. She was very, very good to the people that come up and met her. I kept reaching underneath the ad there to see just how warm she was. She was taking the heat well. She was in the shade lot. Caroline did a fine job. Thanks so much to the people who brought the horses down there. We had Natalie Elliott there with Hazy Lady, Melissa and Peter Hamilton there with their Black Diamond Star. The winner coming out on top.
Yeah, Mother Hen. She was a contestant last year for Team Sumner, and she was the winner. Voted the winner today, and thanks to the McNivens as well, who brought Chalet. So
yeah, she was well behaved. The horses were all well behaved, and the fans, the people that come out to see them there at lunchtime, they had a wonderful time. So the Molson Pace, the Miss Molson Pace pageant, went to the Sumners, and Mother Hen Mach 2 is set for his ship. Trainer Nick Surik tweeting out earlier on the day that he's got this here Mach 2 all set to go. Loving the purple.
looks good, nice shiny coat on him. They've got him all decked out and ready to go. And read a couple of stories. Great article in the London Free Press.
Didn't you love that?
Yeah, our local, great local writer, Morris Della Costa, did a feature. He talked to Nick Surik, and what struck me throughout the entire story was the level of confidence. A lot of people aren't going to know his name, frankly, coming in. He's a really a newcomer to North America.
Only 3 starts.
Made a big splash in his last win at Yonkers, and trainer Nick Surik thinks there is a lot more left in the tank. He said he hasn't seen the bottom of this guy yet. He's not sure where it is. So he's been an overachiever from what they had expected in purchasing him and bringing him to North America. They were hoping for a good, hard-hitting Saturday night conditioned horse at Yonkers, and so far he's exceeded those expectations.
They've got more than that, and they've got a pretty good set of hands in the sulky on Friday night as well. Trevor Henry, who definitely knows his way to the winner's circle here in London, he will sit behind Mach 2. A bit of a long shot play. I think it's around 6-1 in the morning line. We can get a look at the field right now. It's a wonderful setup here of the field with the morning line. 6-1 there on Mach 2. State Treasurer, second choice at 5-2. How about the morning line fave? His form right now is just incredible.
All bets off. I think the connections feel he is as good, certainly as good, maybe even better than he has ever been at any point in his career, and that's saying something. He's closing in on a couple of $1 million now in career earnings. He's a little guy. He's lethal on a half-mile track, and the beauty with him is he can race from absolutely anywhere. So post 8, I'm sure not what they wanted, but not the concern that it might be for some other horses. But that's a great field, top to bottom, Sugar. I love how it looks on paper. We've got the storyline with State Treasurer looking to make history and win 4 consecutive titles in this event. He seems to have a knack for finding the winner's circle here in London. The last 3 years he's won it, the margin of victory's always been very narrow. He's just gotten up to win, but they don't write the margin on the paycheck, and the Molson Pace has been very good to him and the connections.
Right on. We've got the top 4 finishers from last year, and they were right across the track on the line together. We've got the top 4 finishers from last year. Added to that, Better Rock On with an inside post there, Jody Jamieson on board. We've got Sunfire Blue Chip coming in for that Breeders' Crown record trainer, Jimmy Tactor. I know a lot of horse players got their eye on that Sunfire Blue Chip. He drew well for Mark McDonald.
Yeah, and Mark's one of those guys that's going to be returning to London, the track where he cut his teeth earlier in his career. A lot of his biggest moments and came here, and it was a real springboard to his career. Interesting, Trevor Henry, kind of a return or a homecoming, if you will, here as well. He's gone on to be a force on Canada's top circuit, the Woodbine circuit. And the driver mix this year a little bit different. Last year, a lot of Americans coming in and mixed in with our locals. This year, a lot of our top Canadian reinsmen, the who's who when you talk Canadian drivers.
Oh,
and
sure.
it's good to see. And there's Matt Kikali on All Bets Off. Matt, one of the true up and coming, if you want to call him up and coming anymore, one of the young superstars in the sport of racing.
Real good guy. We saw him Confederation Cup night. He was confident on that night, and as well with his thoughts on All Bets Off, coming back once again to avenge his loss from last year's Molson Pace. Lots of great stuff on tap. We've got that popular Scratch and Win program on track. Just a nice souvenir to go home with as well, that Scratch and Win program. It's kind of popular.
Absolutely. So a chance to win with that. We've got a guest horse that'll be greeting people when they come in. We've got a mass giveaway, a couple of surprises for people when they arrive in the lobby. So we want to really get you started off on the right foot when you get here.
How about T-shirt tosses? I love those.
Yeah, we've got T-shirt tosses. We've got all kinds of them for you. The
Nice.
OSS folks will be here. They've got a good contest. They'll be debuting a new contest this year that they'll be rolling out across the province. So we'll be the first to kick that off. We've got
OSS Gold, 3-year-old Colt Pacers. Doesn't get much better than
Yeah,
that right off the
huge.
bat, too, hey?
Yeah, huge power-packed undercard, frankly. And those Alliance finals as well. Two of those, 2 9-horse fields. They're the claimers, but they're the old warriors that we see here over the course of the entire season. So nice to see them get to race for a nice little pot on Molson night. And I'll tell you what, there'll be 2 of the more competitive races you'll see on the entire card.
You know what? There was a couple of solid winners from the Elims. Andromati on the girls' side, and that horse that Nick Stewart win by 9 lengths. They both
Northfield
drew.
Invader.
Yeah, they both drew the back tier. So, yeah, those 9-horse fields, they are definitely going to be tough to crack. It's a high 5 wager as well. 3 high 5s featured on Friday night. Great betting card for those of you that like to play the ponies. Let's go back and recap some Pick 3 and Pick 4 action tonight in London. Race 1, the early Pick 3 kickstarts our program. I went 4 deep in the opening leg, over into race number 2, looking at the 1, Opero Blue Chip. Great Stone Lady Luck is a very nice filly. She's 1 for 1 for Brent Ballore. Over into race number 3, using 1, 2, and 5 on a preferred 2 trotting event. Platoon Sealster coming back in from Mohawk. 20 center for an early Pick 3. It's worth $4.80 the way it looks. Early Pick 4 gets underway in race number 4. 3 deep onto 4 deep. Race number 6, number 3, Timeout Recap. It's another invader from south of the border, a Pompano shipper for Mark Winnicott. Aaron Byron is returning to London tonight. Timeout Recap at a post 3 in race 6. Summit City Nate, love him from that outside post. Race 7, 2, 4, 5, and 6, a 20 center the way it looks, 19-20. Late Pick 4 underway in race number 8, going 5 deep in the first couple of legs. Wide open events. Race 10, 2, 3, and 5. Looking for my key, Uptown Woman and Dave Wall to show up. Gangbusters in the finale. A 20 center the way it looks, $15 even. We've got the popular Cameraman's play on the day. Trevor's standing by. What do you got, Trevor? Race 10, number 3, I See an Astro. You know what, cameraman Trevor, he tells me he loves Alfie Carroll, so he was looking for Alfie's horse tonight, and this is the one he's gone to. I See an Astro. What do you think?
I see a winner. How about that?
Cameron-
5-time winner this year, 10-time winner last year. Kyle Reibling Barn has had a solid meet as well, and then you get Alfie Carroll, our leading driver.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Best of luck, cameraman. Best of luck if you're playing along with our man Trevor. Close some boards. We can do that. Check us out on our website at westernfairdistrict.com for everything you need. Program downloads, selections, video, and replays dating back to 07. Give us a follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Contact info. Send your comments or suggestions. You would love to hear from them, Greg.
Yeah, always. Absolutely. Feedback welcome at all times. And there's our contact info, both myself and Sugar, if you've got anything that you need to pass our way.
Right on. Join the conversation tonight on Twitter. Give me a follow at Sugar Doyle. We'll talk about the horses and who could be live tonight. 6:15 the start time for 11 races. Again, we're coming back on Friday night. It's a 7:05 Eastern start for 12 races on Molson Pace Night, our signature event.